Wow, I did not expect to be this pleasantly surprised. Hey guys, it's Jim and welcome back to my channel, place to geek out over movies and the Snyder Cut. I have seen it, so I thought what better thing to do is just sit here straight after watching it and just give you my honest thoughts, seeing as everyone and their mum and their dad and their dog and their cat are giving their thoughts on this movie. I'll be honest, I've never seen anything like this. Again, you know, many people have talked about this. I've never seen anything like this in terms of how this movie's been made. It's never happened. It's never been a director left a film, then the film got made, and then the director came back and went, I've got another cut, you know, guys. And they went, have you? Yeah, they've got another cut. Right, we want that cut, and we're going to campaign, and we're going to force that cut to come out. I've never seen this happen, you know, and maybe we should see it for more, like, let's bring out all the cuts that never came out. Let's campaign for all the cuts. I want to see them all. And it did baffle me a bit, you know, I talked about this in my last live stream. It did baffle me why people are so adamant they want this. Because, as I said, Batman v Superman, I don't like the film, but at the time, you know, I just didn't like it. But at the time, it got such a negative reception. It got such a negative reception from the fans. So why did the fans want the guy who, in their mind, ruined it to carry on? Why did they want to see more? And it kind of came across a bit weird to me. I was like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. Is it just the fans wanting to get one over on the man? Or is it that the Justice League that came out was so damn shoddy they thought, actually, give it back to Zac, see what he can do? I don't know the reason. No one does. Who knows? But this movie has come out. It's got quite a decent reception from fans. Actually, quite a good reception from fans. And I'm surprised how much I enjoyed this. I had a really good time with this. I don't like the whole direction he went with Batman v Superman. You know, I liked Man of Steel somewhat. I could see it was veering off in directions that maybe weren't best. But this is basically the direction of Batman v Superman done well, if that makes sense. Because Batman v Superman was a mess at script level, at character level, at dialogue level, at everything. This is basically that, if that was good. So now I've seen it kind of delivered through the filter of actually being good, I don't have much of a problem with the direction because he made it work. He made that epic, grandiose, operatic style of BVS work in this Justice League movie. Yes, it is long as hell, but I didn't feel that watching it. There were times when I thought to myself, maybe he should have just released this in 2 parts, or maybe he should have just done this as a kind of a series and just carry on getting ratings each week, just release another part of the film. But I don't know, at the end of it, I felt satisfied, like I'd seen a complete work. I did feel satisfied at the end of this. And it didn't drag. It was 4 hours, but it didn't really drag. I only really noticed the length a few times. And you know what? It had a right to be 4 hours because, you know, he had a lot of ideas that he wasn't able to go through with. He probably wanted to do this as 2 films. And also BVS got criticised for not explaining anything and for rushing. This does anything but rush. You know, if anything, this is really in depth with its character stuff. And it really improves what we saw with the original Justice League. It really, really does. The theatrical cut of Justice League, I always talk bad of it. I guess I don't despise it, but this shows what it could have been. You know, I don't really like it, but this shows what it could have been. It's pretty epic, this movie. It's pretty darn good. I think the strongest part of this film is the attempt to flesh out each character. You know, one of the problems with BVS was there was no fleshing out of characters. There was no introduction. Everything was rushed and just madness and nonsense. Whereas in this, pretty much each character is given lots of screen time and lots of investment. You know, it really does feel like they were making up for the years of the Avengers being this big grand thing. And they were going, right, we'll do that for DC. We'll actually invest in these characters and give them loads of time. And we'll get to that point. I don't think they do get to the point of the Avengers, but they're coming close with this. It delivered for me as a Justice League movie. Cyborg, I kind of nothinged in the theatrical cut. But then in this, Cyborg comes on. I didn't care, and then I really started to care. And I started to care, and he ended up being one of my favourite characters. This was gradual progression of this character, and I loved it. Wonder Woman is amazing in this. I mean, she was amazing in Justice League, so I really love Gal Gadot's performance. I think she's great. I think she's one of the you can't really think of anyone else who could have played Wonder Woman today. She's really took that part and owned it. She's so optimistic in this, she's so hopeful, she really is the light in the darkness of this movie who brings everyone together. Batman is good in this. There's more scenes of Batman taking responsibility for what he, the involvement he had with Superman's demise. Ben Affleck does well. I think he's a good Batman. They just present him a bit better in this. He's not a cold, remorseless, killer that he was in BVS. He's got dimensions and layers, and you see some development for Bruce Wayne. He's becoming less obsessed with his parents' death. He's kind of forgiving himself and wanting to be part of a unit, wanting to redeem himself, actually do things to move things along, to actually stop dwelling in the past and actually get Gotham to a good place and to build a unit. You get the feeling that this Batman would never have wanted friends 10 years ago, but now he's kind of making that step. He's like, I actually do need other people, and that was delivered well in the film. Aquaman is pretty cool because he's cool in everything. I liked him in the theatrical. The Flash I still find ridiculously annoying. Ezra Miller, I don't understand what they were doing, but again, even with that, I ended up somewhat liking him near the end because they gave him so much to do. The Flash does so many epic heroics in this, so much, and it's just a shame how he's literally comic relief. His character just says dumb things over and over again, and he's annoying, and he's frustrating, but he kicks ass as the Flash. He's kind of a missed opportunity because Ezra Miller, he just took away a few of the one-liners. He plays it like Spider-Man, and he shouldn't. The Flash, I've been told, is really, really good and serious in the TV show, so we needed more of that. But at least he makes out of it, at least we get to see him do some cool things. The Superman involvement in this, I love the black suit. I did geek out to see the black suit. I think there's one thing I do prefer. The theatrical cut had Superman more optimistic, more hopeful, with a few more wholesome, nice lines. In this, he comes back and he's badass, and he is badass, but he's still pretty dark. He's still pretty vengeful. He's still not quite the right Superman. I love Henry Cavill, but I do think if we to take that kind of optimistic speech that he gives when he comes back in the Justice League theatrical, put this in here, I would love this. I loved seeing him in that black suit. I loved that he was kicking Steppenwolf's ass. He was so badass. He was literally the Superman that no otherworldly creature would ever want to mess with. Even Steppenwolf got more of a character development here. He really, really did. He was so generic and bland. He had nothing in the theatrical cut. There's actually somewhat of a dimension. He's quite a limited character of what he can actually do, but the involvement of Darkseid and that kind of relationship just gave his character a bit more to present, instead of just being this generic bad guy. The direction is stunning. The action scenes are stunning. There's some epic camera shots, which is what Zac Snyder's known for, where the characters look godlike and awesome and take your breath away. Every character has a moment. Every character has something to make you care. And, there is loads of slow motion. It's Zac Snyder. There is slow motion every 2 minutes in this bloody thing. And there's lots of moments of people choir singing in this. And it just feels like forced epic, There's a moment where Aquaman walks into the sea, and then these people just start singing. It's like, what? I didn't understand that whatsoever, but random people just start choir singing, and that happens, it's like Zac Snyder's trying to force the epic, operatic nature. So there are some moments that still feel forced, there are some moments that still feel contrived, but I do appreciate the in-depth nature of it. I really, really do. I do appreciate the way that he could take a character like Cyborg and really make me care and prove that he can do characters. He can make you get invested, which is something I doubted he could do. And I will say, the Joker is in this, Jared Leto. I liked his dream sequence. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think he's the worst Joker. I hate him in Suicide Squad. I like him in this dream sequence. I think he delivered the performance a little bit better, a little bit different, a little bit more, almost Heath Ledger Joker-like. And I liked his kind of long hair look. I thought it looked quite unique. I liked that whole dream sequence. I think that was the surreal nature of BVS done well. I still don't think he's a great Joker, but after watching a really, really long film and then going, oh, this Joker scene's going to ruin it, and then it didn't, I was grateful for that too. I am shocked. I am shocked that I liked this because I wasn't ready to. But I just found it really entertaining. I just had a smile on my face because it just seemed like the presentation of Justice League was so epic and so meaningful. And I guess we needed that. The theatrical cut was pretty much wham bam. Zac Snyder in this, he shows a lot of care and attention to the Justice League. And he wants you to be invested, and I appreciated that. I really like the Snyder Cut, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your favourite moment is in the movie, your worst moment, if you hated it. Let's talk about this movie in the comments. Let's geek out together. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.